Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Salima, and today I'm so excited to share a collection of product empties that I've been gathering for more than 6 months. We have a good mix of skincare, hair care, and body care items to chat about. For each of these products, I'll be giving you a quick, honest review and, of course, letting you know if it's a repurchase for me or not. If that sounds exciting, then grab your favorite drink or a snack, get comfy, and let's hang out. Alright, let's start with the skincare empties. As you know, I am a big fan of Korean skincare and I have talked about many of these products before. When it comes to removing makeup and sunscreen at the end of the day, oil cleansers are my go to. And I have thoroughly enjoyed both the Anua Heartleaf Pore Control Cleansing Oil and the Round Lab Dokdo Cleansing Oil. In my experience, they are incredibly similar in both texture and how they perform. Both are thin, lightweight oils that emulsify beautifully with water and rinse away without leaving any greasy film behind. Neither of these completely tackles waterproof mascara, but since I don't wear it often, it's not a deal breaker for me. The main difference I've noticed is the scent. The Anua has a lovely green herbal fragrance, almost like a refreshing cup of green tea. On the other hand, the Round Lab's fragrance is so faint it's almost undetectable to my nose. So if you're particularly sensitive to fragrance, the Round Lab oil cleanser might be a better option for you. I will repurchase both. Next up is the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. This is coming from my travel bag. I prefer bringing a balm cleanser rather than an oil to avoid any potential leakage in my luggage. I feel like this product barely needs an introduction as it is such a well loved product in the beauty community. It's incredibly effective at melting away my makeup like foundation and concealer, but I do find that it doesn't completely break down stubborn waterproof mascara or eyeliner. If you have sensitive skin, you will really appreciate that this balm is totally fragrance free. Will I repurchase this? Absolutely, but primarily for my travel bag. Next up from my travel bag is a sample that I've tried out, the Murad Soothing Oat Peptide Cleanser. I would describe this as a basic gentle cleanser. It's got a lovely creamy texture. It doesn't foam up or emulsify like some others, and it feels incredibly soothing. So it is perfect if you have dry, dehydrated, or irritated skin that just wants a calming cleanser. However, while it's nice and basic, the price tag is hefty. Honestly, for what it delivers, I feel like you could easily get something like the CeraVe Gentle Cleanser or even the Round Lab Birch Juice Cleanser that we will talk about next and get similar gentle results without the hefty cost. So, will I buy the full size? Of course not. Now, let's talk about a second step cleanser that I absolutely adore, the Round Lab Birch Juice Moisturizing Cleanser. This is a clear gel that feels incredibly gentle as you massage it onto your skin. It doesn't produce a lot of foam, which I personally don't mind. And most importantly, it leaves my skin feeling soft, supple, and never dry or tight. If your skin is going through a rough patch, maybe you're experiencing irritation or peeling, sensitivity, or dealing with a compromised skin barrier, you will really appreciate this. It's a definite repurchase for me, no question. Moving on, I have also used up the B.Lab Matcha Hydrating Foam Cleanser. And to me, this is a step up from the Round Lab Birch Juice Cleanser. While it's still incredibly gentle, this one gives you a lovely creamy lather that feels so luxurious on the skin. It really elevates the cleansing experience. Definite repurchase for me. Next up, let's talk about a couple of toner pads that I've finished up. And these two are quite similar because they both feature the same star ingredient, heart leaf extract. As you might know, heart leaf is fantastic for calming and soothing the skin, helping to control oil production, and even minimize the appearance of enlarged pores. Did I tell you the name of these toner pads? We have the Anua Heartleaf 77 Clear Pads and the Abib Heartleaf Toner Pads. In my experience, they offered similar initial results. Both of them are hydrating and calming on my skin. However, the Abib toner pads are just drenched in toner. I can easily use a single pad all over my face, neck, the back of my neck, and even my elbows. They're incredibly hydrating. Also, I noticed a significant difference in how the pads held up over time. With the Anua pads, once I got through half of the jar, the pads at the bottom started to feel dry. By the time I was down to the last 4 or 5 pads, they were completely dried out with no toner left, so I had to toss them. I stored both the Anua and Abi pads in the same way, so this was definitely an issue unique to Anua. Because of this, I won't be repurchasing the Anua pads. I might consider trying their toner in the bottle, but for the toner pads, the Abib Heartleaf toner pads are a definite repurchase for me. Another empty jar. This is the Numbuzin Radiance Essence Pads. I have been using them every single morning after cleansing, and they gave me this subtle radiance that I enjoyed. These pads are so thin and perfectly soaked in essence, so you can use them as a mini sheet mask if you want. They adhere to the skin easily. So, yeah, I have enjoyed these, but I'm actually not looking to repurchase them right now. I have got my eye on the Medi-Heal brightening pads, and I'm really curious to see if they deliver a noticeable glow and brightening effect. Let me know if you guys have tried it or any other toner pads that gave you noticeable results. Next up in my empties is the HaruHaru Wonder Hyaluronic Toner, and I think this bottle lasted me for ages, like a good 4 to 5 months of consistent use. What I like the most about this toner is the texture. It has this lovely, lightweight serum like consistency, not watery at all, but slightly thicker, almost like a serum. It absorbs instantly, so it feels so deeply hydrating on my skin. On regular nights, I would use one layer of this toner under my serum and moisturizer. But on those super lazy nights, 2 layers of this toner under my moisturizer was all I needed. I would still wake up with seriously hydrated, glowy, and plump skin. It's a lifesaver for minimal routines. This version is fragrance and essential oil free, so it is a forever repurchase product for me. Next up is the Klairs Fundamental Ampule Mist. I have repurchased this on and off quite a few times in the past. For me, it's always been a simple and lightweight watery toner that's fantastic for a quick refresh and a boost of hydration. I particularly appreciate that it uses green tea leaf water as its base, and it also contains ceramides and rice extract. Both are great ingredients for the skin. It really provides that extra layer of lightweight hydration, and honestly, that's the main benefit I have experienced with it. So don't expect any crazy transformative results here. While I have enjoyed it, I'm not planning on repurchasing it right now, as I have discovered a few other toner mists that I'm currently enjoying a little more, such as this next one. This is the RNW Ceramide Mist, and the reason why I've been reaching for this one even more than the Klairs Mist lately is because it not only hydrates, but it also gives my skin that extra boost of moisture, which is so critical for my dry and dehydrated skin. This is one of the most lightweight, ceramide rich products in my routine. So, if you have oily or combination skin and you're looking to incorporate ceramides to help strengthen a damaged skin barrier, or if you want to minimize sensitivity or inflammation, but you find that most of the ceramide products feel too heavy, I think you would really enjoy this one. The last toner I finished up is the APLB Glutathione Mist Essence. And unfortunately, this one didn't work for me. On paper, the ingredient list is seriously impressive. It contains glutathione and niacinamide, which are supposed to help brighten the complexion, along with Centella asiatica extract, collagen, squalane, and hyaluronic acid. All those star ingredients known to soothe and hydrate the skin. However, despite such a fantastic lineup, this toner just didn't do anything significant for me. Yes, it provided some hydration, but nothing beyond that stood out, so I won't be repurchasing it. I had a pretty similar experience with the serum from this same line. This is the APLB Glutathione Ampule Serum, And looking at the ingredient list, it is even more impressive than the essence mist that we just talked about. However, just like the mist, it didn't really do anything beyond providing that basic level of hydration. I'm starting to wonder if maybe glutathione just isn't an ingredient that works particularly well for my skin type. Perhaps it does offer some subtle brightening and help to even out my skin tone, but it wasn't enough for me to see any significant improvement. So I definitely won't be repurchasing this one either. Moving on, I have another glutathione based serum that unfortunately didn't deliver any significant results for me. This is the Medi-Peel Glutathione Ampule. I will say that this one even felt more hydrating and nourishing on my skin compared to the APLB serum that we just talked about. But beyond that initial feeling, I didn't notice any real difference in my skin. So, just like the APLB, I won't be repurchasing this one. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried any of these products or if you had better luck with any other glutathione based products. I would love to hear your experiences. But an ampule that truly worked wonders for me is the Ampoule and Ceramide Shot Ampule. This bottle has lasted me for at least 5 months, which is impressive. And this is a product that not only has a good ingredient list on paper, but it also delivers the results. It's incredibly calming and nourishing for my skin, and it's especially effective at reducing irritation, particularly when I'm dealing with active eczema flare ups or when I'm using stronger actives in my routine like AHAs, BHAs, and retinol. It has this lovely gel like consistency that absorbs quickly into the skin without feeling greasy at all. I absolutely love it, and I highly recommend you guys to give it a try if you're looking for something with great ingredients that truly hydrates, soothes, and strengthens your skin. Another similar product that I finished is the Tir Tir SOS Serum. It delivers very similar results to the Ampoule and Ceramide Shot Ampule. So it hydrates the skin, reduces irritation, and strengthens the skin barrier. However, the key difference lies in their ingredients. Tir Tir relies on Centella asiatica, hyaluronic acid, and polyglutamic acid, while the Ampoule serum uses ceramides, allantoin, and hyaluronic acid to achieve those same benefits. One notable difference for me was that Tir Tir serum feels more lightweight in comparison to the Ampoule. I think if you have oily and dehydrated skin, you will likely enjoy the Tir Tir, whereas if you have dry and dehydrated skin like mine, you will probably love the Ampoule more. Both of them are effective at calming and soothing the skin. Personally, with my dry and dehydrated skin, I will be repurchasing the Ampoule and Ampule. Alright, next up are these Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Daily Peel Pads. I have used both the extra strength and the universal versions, and the extra strengths are definitely the ones that I have repurchased the most. I always grab them during the Sephora sale, and I find that using them just once a week is perfect for me. They offer a significantly stronger exfoliation, but my skin tolerates it well as long as I stick to that once a week frequency and pair them with plenty of calming and hydrating products afterwards. This product makes the biggest difference in my skin texture. I can really tell when I skip it for a couple of weeks, my skin starts to feel rough and uneven. I have other exfoliating products in my routine that I will be showing you, but none of them improve my skin texture quite like these do. So, I absolutely love the extra strength peel pads, and using them just once a week also makes the repurchase easier on the wallet since they last longer. And we all know they are a bit of a splurge. The universal peel pads are good too. They are not as potent as the extra strength, so I could probably use them more than once a week. There is no way my skin can handle these universal peel pads on daily basis. If you have very sensitive skin, the universal peel pads might be a better starting point. But for me, I will definitely continue to repurchase the extra strength peel pads and use them as my weekly power exfoliant. And the other exfoliant that I have repurchased many times is the Sunday Riley Good Jeans. This is the travel size bottle that came in a set with a full size bottle, which I thought was a really good deal that I snagged during the holiday season. I have used up both of them completely. Anyways, this serum uses 5% lactic acid, which is an AHA, and I find it to be incredibly gentle on my skin, especially when compared to the Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads. I also incorporate this into my routine once a week, and it not only helps to even out my skin tone and combat dullness, but it's also hydrating. During the winter months, when my skin gets extra dry and sensitive, I even switch to using this exclusively as my exfoliant about 2 to 3 times a week without any issues. Again, it's definitely an investment, but in my opinion, it's totally worth it for the results it delivers. The next product I have is a shocking one. This is the La Mer Moisturizing Soft Cream. And before you guys start questioning my life choices, let me just say, I honestly don't know what possessed me to purchase this. Maybe I had a momentary lapse in financial sanity. Perhaps I just wanted to feel like I could afford yachts. But I cannot. This tiny 15 ml jar costed $100. My wallet just cried softly. Okay, now that we have addressed the elephant in the room, let's talk about the actual product. Yes, it has a heavy duty jar and a very creamy, luxurious texture. However, it is also heavily perfumed, which isn't my personal preference in skincare. It's also a very rich and nourishing moisturizer. If you have oily or combination skin, or if you live in a hot and humid climate, you might find this too heavy. It felt nice while it lasted, and I do have a couple of samples that I got when I purchased some La Mer products for my mom, so I will use those up. But honestly, I didn't see any major difference in my skin for that $100 I shelled out. So I don't think I will be repurchasing. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried it and what was your experience. Okay, so another empty that I've gone through multiple times is the Naturium Vitamin C Complex Serum. I'm always bouncing back and forth between this one and the Paula's Choice 15% Vitamin C. What I love the most about Naturium is that it's super affordable and it still packs a punch with the pure form of vitamin C, that is L-ascorbic acid. Plus, it also contains sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is a stabilized derivative of vitamin C. It's a total non negotiable in my morning routine, right after cleansing, and always followed by my moisturizer and SPF. Even when my skin is feeling sensitive, this stuff doesn't usually bother it, which is a huge win. The texture is this nice, light gel that just sinks right in without any of that sticky, icky feeling. Seriously, vitamin C makes a big difference in keeping my skin looking bright, fresh, and my skin tolerates it well. I'm actually trying out a new vitamin C from some indie brand right now. I will share all the details in my monthly favorite video. But yeah, this Naturium serum, it's a loyal friend that I always come back to. Definitely a repurchase for me. Next up, I finally finished the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. This little pot lasted me a good 8 to 9 months because I really only used a tiny amount during the daytime, especially on those days when my under eyes were looking extra dry and tired. The main reason why I liked this eye cream was that subtle yellow tint. It acted like a really nice sheer color corrector. That's why I loved using it in my morning routine. Even though it gives that sheer color correcting effect, it still looks super natural and keeps my under eyes feeling nicely hydrated. It also played really well with my concealer. I never felt like it made my concealer crease or look cakey. Having said that, I didn't really notice any significant long term benefits beyond that immediate color correcting effect. So I am honestly on the fence about repurchasing it. Alright, so next up in my empties is this iconic Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado. And let me just say, thank goodness this was a sample size because this is a hard pass from me. I know this eye cream has a massive following, but this stuff is too thick for me. Like, seriously thick. It feels incredibly rich when you scoop it out. And while my under eyes are definitely on the drier side, but I'm also prone to congestion. And the last thing I want is to break out in milia. I have been through that before where I got those tiny white bumps from using a very heavy eye cream. So, yeah, even though it felt really nourishing initially, that heaviness just sat on my skin. It never really felt like it fully sank in, and the whole Milia situation was a major deal breaker for me. I will not buy this. All right, so now I wanted to share a bunch of products that don't necessarily fall into my everyday skincare routine. These are little treats that I use for self care. A little pick me up, So think of these as my occasional indulgences. First up in this category are sheet masks. Most of the time, I find myself reaching for a sheet mask right after I have used a mud mask or whenever my face is feeling a little puffy. I have two here that I have been loving. Both of these are fantastic at giving my skin a big boost of hydration. But I have noticed a really significant brightening effect specifically from the Biodance sheet mask. These have been all over the social media. A lot of people actually put this one on before bed and sleep with it on. They all claim a dramatic glow by morning. Now, I personally cannot commit to sleeping in a sheet mask. I am pretty sure I would wake up with it halfway across the bed. But even using this Biodance mask for just 3 to 4 hours, I still get this amazing glow that lasts the entire day. It's absolutely incredible for prepping your skin before a special event. Just a little tip, make sure you apply your favorite hydrating serum or toner underneath before you put this on. It helps the mask adhere really well without any of that annoying slipping and sliding. This Biodance one is definitely a repurchase for me. Okay, so sticking with the sheet mask, but for your feet. This is the Medi-Heal Paraffin Foot Mask. These are like little socks packed with moisturizing ingredients for your feet. These are not the exfoliating foot masks, so they're not going to make your skin peel off in a week. No, these are all about pure nourishment. I love that they're shaped like socks, so you can actually slip them on and go about your day, get your stuff done while they work their magic. The instruction says to wear them for 10 to 20 minutes, but me being me, I usually leave them for a good 2 to 3 hours and my feet just drink it up. I actually went ahead and bought a whole box of these because I love treating my feet to them every now and then. Definitely a repurchase. Moving on to the last little self care treat. These are the Lush lip scrubs. These aren't some fancy, innovative skincare product, but I absolutely love them for what they do. They're just so good at getting rid of all of that built up dead skin on my lips. They help my lip products glide on so much smoother, and honestly, I love both of these flavors. This one, bubblegum, smells exactly like that classic sweet bubblegum. It's so nostalgic. And this sticky dates, oh my goodness, it smells sweet, like a warm caramel toffee. I just love that little sensory experience. So, yeah, it's a simple lip scrub, a little indulgence, but I really enjoy the whole process. Plus, they're super easy to rinse off when you are done exfoliating. No weird sticky residue left behind, which is awesome. Before we jump onto the next category, if you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you enjoy straightforward reviews, comparisons, swatches, all that good stuff, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Alright, let's move on to hair care. The first product I finished is this giant jumbo size of the Redken All Soft Shampoo. I'm a big fan of the All Soft line from Redken, so I definitely stocked up when Ulta had their jumbo sale. And I'm so glad I did because I absolutely love it. It's a moisturizing shampoo, but what's amazing is that even though it's so hydrating, it still does a fantastic job of cleaning my scalp without weighing my hair down at all. My scalp can get oily pretty easily, while the ends of my hair are dry. So I need a shampoo that can cleanse effectively but isn't going to strip all the moisture. This shampoo is amazing for that balancing act. I also noticed that during the winter months, it was a lifesaver. Not only did it keep my hair feeling soft, but it also minimized that annoying static cling. I love it, and it's definitely a repurchase for me. About twice a month, I like to use a clarifying shampoo. And I've been using the Briogeo Scalp Revival Charcoal Shampoo for many years. What I love the most is how it tackles the scalp buildup. It's got this perfect grit that really gets the job done. It rinses away completely clean, no weird residue left behind. Plus, it lathers up nicely, which you don't always find with a scrubbing or a clarifying shampoo. It cleanses my scalp without making it feel all stripped and dry. I love it and will repurchase it. Another clarifying shampoo I tried is this Living Proof Clarifying Detox Shampoo. And let me just say that I'm so glad this was a gift with purchase because this is exactly the kind of clarifying shampoo I avoid. First off, this shampoo doesn't lather at all. So I ended up using way more product than I probably need because I was not sure if it has even covered my entire scalp. Secondly, it left my scalp feeling dry and my hair was all straw like and frizzy. I didn't even feel like it did a great job of actually cleaning my scalp. It was just a dry, frustrating experience all around. So, yeah, I will not be buying this one. Next up is the Amika Hydro Rush Intense Moisture Conditioner. I've actually tried the shampoo and the overnight hydration treatment from the same Hydro Rush line, and this whole line is probably my least favorite from Amika. You would think a conditioner that's specifically targeting hydration would actually hydrate your hair, right? But for me, this stuff did the complete opposite. It actually left my hair feeling super dry and almost dehydrated. It didn't feel like it was doing anything to nourish or moisturize, not even as well as a basic drugstore conditioner. Instead, it made my hair feel dry. It was a nightmare to detangle in the shower, and the frizz was out of control. So, yeah, unfortunately, this one was a major miss for me. But a deep conditioner that I really like is this Lador Hydro LPP treatment. This is like a protein treatment for your hair. If you're even remotely curious about Korean or Japanese hair care, you need to put this on your radar. I have been hooked on this stuff for like 6 to 7 years now. That's how good it is. I actually discovered this right after I got my hair colored for the first time. I got this beautiful balayage and it was a total lifesaver. It made sure my bleached hair never felt like straw. It tames away any frizziness I have and leaves my hair feeling ridiculously soft. I also like how it smells. It's so lovely. My routine with this is super simple. I use this about once a month. So after shampoo, I towel dry my hair, slather this all over, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, and then rinse it out. Oh my goodness, the results are just incredible. Seriously, I will repurchase this forever. By the way, guys, would you be interested in seeing a dedicated video all about the Korean and Japanese haircare products that I have tried over the years? If that's something you would like to see, just let me know in the comments down below and I will definitely get a video put together for you. Next up, I finished a hair repair treatment. This is the Epres Bond Repair Treatment. It comes in a little kit. You get a spray bottle and two concentrated ampules or vials, whatever you want to call these, of their bond repair treatment. To use it, you just empty one ampule into the spray bottle, fill it up with water, give it a good shake, and boom, your treatment is ready. You then spray it all over your dry hair. Leave it for a minimum of 10 minutes, but honestly, I like to keep it for at least 2 to 3 hours for maximum impact. After that, I just shampoo and condition my hair as usual. It's truly super easy to use and makes such a difference. I have medium density hair and it's quite long. It literally touches my waist. One of these ampules actually give me two full uses, which is pretty great. I try to use it at least twice a month, and it genuinely helps to repair all kind of damage on my hair, keeping it looking healthy, shiny, and feeling incredibly strong. You can use this to minimize damage from pretty much anything, whether it's from hair treatments like coloring and bleaching or just everyday heat styling. I find it so much easier to use than other bond repair treatments I've tried. I will absolutely repurchase it. In fact, I'm going to hold on to this spray bottle and just order the refill ampules directly from Amazon next time. All right, let's dive into some scalp serums. I'm making a conscious effort to take better care of my scalp this year. So you were definitely going to hear me talk about a lot more scalp related products in my upcoming monthly favorite videos. So the first scalp serum I finished up is this Kerastase Genesis Strengthening Serum for scalp and hair. I picked this up because it's known for being super lightweight. It's practically like water and it absorbs almost instantly without leaving any residue on my scalp, which is a huge plus. However, for me, it is so heavily perfumed, it actually burns my nose every single time. And I'm not someone who's particularly sensitive to fragrance, but oh my goodness, the scent is just overwhelmingly strong. It seriously makes me not want to use it daily, even though that's the recommendation. Speaking of recommendations, they suggest using 4 droppers full of this product daily for 6 weeks. I initially tried that, but I quickly realized that at that rate, I'm going to use this entire 90 ml bottle in like 3 weeks maximum. This is definitely not a cheap product, so that's just not practical. After that, I switched to just 2 droppers, which I felt was more than enough to cover my whole scalp. Now, did I notice any difference in the health of my scalp or my hair fall? Honestly, no. And here's why: I'm not sure if the product itself isn't effective. I couldn't stick to the recommended 6 weeks testing period because the bottle simply doesn't last that long if you use 4 droppers. Plus, I wasn't using the full recommended dosage, and the fragrance was so overpowering that I just couldn't bring myself to use it daily. So, while it might be an effective product for others, it just wasn't for me, and I definitely won't be repurchasing it. Let me know if you guys have tried this serum. I would love to hear your thoughts, especially if you also found the fragrance too intense. And the other scalp serum I have been absolutely loving and actually seeing some real results from is the Divi Scalp Serum. I have already repurchased this one, and what I like the most is how it's helping to keep my scalp from getting oily too soon. I think that's going to be a huge benefit, especially as we head into the summer months. I've also noticed a reduction in the amount of hair I was losing in the shower after about 6 weeks of consistent use. For me, that's a big deal. Seeing less hair circling the drain is always a win. So I definitely intend to keep this in my routine. It also has this really nice, subtle tingling feeling when you apply it to the scalp, which I personally enjoy. It's not super intense, but it lasts for a few minutes and it smells minty and refreshing. Plus, it's not a thick serum at all. It's quite thin, so it doesn't leave my scalp feeling greasy or heavy. Just a really great experience all around. And for a hair oil, I recently finished up. It's the Male Organics Rosemary Mint Oil. This oil is supposed to boost new hair growth and help control hair shedding. I actually bought this one about a year ago to help with hair growth, and it definitely worked back then. But then, I fell off the wagon and stopped using it consistently. Fast forward to recently, I pulled it back into my routine because I started noticing a lot more hair shedding in the shower. So, I've been using this just about an hour before I hop into the shower, focusing it on my scalp. And seriously, just after 2 or 3 washes, I noticed it stopped my hair from falling out in clumps. That's a huge deal for me. A little really does go a long way with this one. I only need a few drops to gently massage all over my scalp. I haven't noticed a strong smell or any tingling sensation. My scalp seems to tolerate this oil really well, thankfully. So, yeah, I have already repurchased this one and will absolutely continue to keep it in my routine. Alright, next up is a haircare product that I will forever repurchase: the Kerastase 8-Hour Magic Night Serum. I always grab this during the Sephora sale because it's expensive. This serum is very lightweight, so it feels like nothing in your hair. But it has made a huge improvement in keeping the ends of my hair super hydrated and healthy. I struggle with dry, brittle ends, so this helps to minimize that. Beyond just hydration, I've noticed my hair feels softer and is way less prone to frizz in the morning, which means less styling effort for me. I just love using this. It's become such a vital part of my nighttime routine. I have already bought my next bottle and will just keep on using it daily. Next up, I ended up with so many samples of this Shu Omora Izumi Tonic Thickening Serum. You know how Sephora loves to send you samples you didn't even ask for? Well, I somehow got three 15 ml samples of this, which was awesome because that gave me a total of 45 ml. I have heard great things about Chuomora, but never tried anything, so I was actually pretty excited. I even decanted all these samples into one of my reusable travel bottles and printed a fancy label. All that effort just to learn this serum absolutely does not work for me. The key ingredients in this serum are rice water and ceramides, and it's inspired by the Japanese ritual of bathing your hair in rice water to make it stronger, shinier, and softer. But no matter how I used it on damp or dry hair, this stuff made my hair dry like a straw. It felt hard and crunchy. I tried it so many times hoping for a different result, but each time, same story. It just made my hair brittle. So, yeah, definitely not buying this one. Alright, next up is the Bumble and Bumble Triple Bond Flash Rinse. I'm so happy this was a gifted purchase because it's definitely not sticking around. I've used this twice, and you can see there's about one use left in this tube. But honestly, I'm going to toss it. This is supposed to help repair damaged bonds, add shine, and give you hydration. But for me, it did the exact opposite. It made my hair feel so dry. You're supposed to use it after shampooing and then rinse it out. I even tried pairing it with a conditioner to see if that helped, but nope. If anything, it made my hair incredibly difficult to detangle. It was just a frustrating experience. So, yeah, I will absolutely not be buying this one. Alright, shifting gears to a product I actually love and have already repurchased, the Living Proof Heat Styling Spray. This is my go to heat protectant, and you can use this either on dry or damp hair. Since it comes in an aerosol can, I personally prefer using it on my dry hair. It's absolutely perfect for those second or third day hair touch ups when I want to restyle or refresh my look. I just spritz it on before going it with my curling iron or straightener, and I'm so happy because it never leaves my hair feeling dry or crunchy. No weird residue or stiffness at all. It's such a fantastic product for protecting your hair while styling, and I will always repurchase this. If you're someone who regularly touches up their hairstyle on day 2 or 3, I highly recommend checking this one out. And the last haircare product that is coming from my travel bag is called It's a Tan Miracle Leave-In Conditioner. This is the one with keratin in it. This leave-in was actually my first expensive haircare product I ever bought many years ago. I used to go through the big 10-ounce bottles like crazy. Now I mostly grab a mini size for my travels, and I love it because it's such a fantastic two-in-one. It works great as a detangler and also doubles as a reliable heat protectant. This means I don't have to carry around separate products. It has a really nice, lightweight, serum like texture, never feeling heavy or greasy, and it consistently leaves my hair feeling much more manageable. However, I have to be honest, if you are heading somewhere incredibly hot and humid and your hair is prone to frizz like mine, this alone won't be quite enough. On a trip to Miami last year, I paired it with my Color Wow Dream Coat, and together they were a powerhouse, keeping my hair perfectly manageable even in that humidity. Alright, let's dive into the last category, body care. I have got a few products in here. First up is the Way Melrose Place Body Cream, and I absolutely adore the fragrance of this one, even more than their St. Bart's line. This is a clean, bright rose scent, beautifully blended with the sweet and slightly tart notes of lychee, and then grounded with a soft, subtle touch of musk. It's incredible. I cannot stop sniffing it. As for the cream itself, It feels like a lightweight gel cream and absorbs into my skin almost instantly. There's no greasy residue left behind. That's why it's my go to during the spring and summer months. Now, for my dry skin, it's not quite rich enough on its own during the colder winter months. I usually have to layer it with a body oil then. But regardless, I will definitely repurchase this one. Speaking of body oil, I recently finished the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Body Oil. This one, of course, has that iconic Cheirosa 62 scent. It's a delectable, warm blend of pistachio, salted caramel, and vanilla. What I particularly love is how the smell from this oil lingers on the skin much more than their body cream or the fragrance mist. The oil itself is also lightweight, not thick or greasy at all. It absorbs so quickly that I can almost immediately put on my clothes without any sticky or oily residue. Now that we are heading into spring and summer, I am actually thinking of buying it in other scent, the pink one with Cheirosa 68 fragrance. I love that one too. Let me know which Sol de Janeiro scent is your favorite. And speaking of Sol de Janeiro, I also finished their mini size of the Delicia Drench Body Butter, which features the Cheirosa 59 scent. This is by far the thickest body cream I have tried from the brand. It really is a body butter. It's incredibly rich and luxurious, so it is perfect for the winter months. When I use it, all I can really smell is a heavy dose of vanilla mixed with a little bit of sandalwood. It's a very comforting vanilla scent. I will definitely only repurchase this particular one during the colder winter months. Next up is a product I really wanted to love, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out for me. The In Beauty Project Body Serum, and it contains 7% AHA and BHA. Now, this product has an incredible ingredient list with AHAs, BHAs, vitamin C, and niacinamide. So, it is supposed to brighten and smooth your skin. And honestly, I believe it probably would deliver on those promises for most people. However, for me, there is one major deal breaker: the smell. It's labeled as fragrance free, so I'm assuming this raw, really unpleasant smell comes directly from its active ingredients. No matter how much I try to make it work, I just couldn't get past it. The scent is quite strong, and unfortunately, it lingers on my skin for hours after application. I simply cannot bring myself to finish this tube, and because of the smell, I will definitely not be repurchasing it. Next, I have the Lush Sticky Dates Sugar Scrub. As I've mentioned before, this truly smells like a delicious caramel toffee. I absolutely adore this scent in their body wash, body scrub, and even the lip scrub. However, I have to say, I once bought their body spray in this scent, and oh my god, it was so incredibly potent and strong. I just couldn't handle it. But thankfully, the scent in their body products is much more bearable and pleasant. This is a thick, dense sugar scrub that's super easy to spread. It surprisingly lathers up well and rinses off clean, which I appreciate. It provides just the right amount of exfoliation, not overly mild or gentle, but definitely not harsh either. I really enjoyed this, and honestly, I should have repurchased it instead of grabbing the Ocean Salt body scrub that's currently in my shower. That one unfortunately leaves a bit of a sticky residue on my skin, which I really don't like. So I will definitely be buying the sticky date scrub again soon. Next up, I used up this mini size of L'Occitane almond milk concentrate. I actually got this in a L'Occitane gift set that I grabbed during the holiday season, and I can totally see why so many people rave about it. It has this incredible velvety creamy texture that just melts into your skin. It absorbs super quickly and never feels heavy. Plus, it smells exactly like an almond cookie. But then I looked up the price of the full size, and oh my god, it's pretty steep. At $58 for the full size, it's definitely a splurge. So maybe one day when I am really in a mood to splurge, I might just pull the trigger on it. Lastly, I wanted to talk about a candle you guys might have seen me light up during my video introductions. This is the Jo Malone Lavender and Moonflower Scented Candle. Now, I will admit, I am not usually a huge fan of lavender, but this one, it's completely different from your typical strong earthy lavender. This is a soft, ethereal lavender that's beautifully blended with a delicate, almost powdery floral scent. It's very calming, elegant, and just absolutely beautiful. What I really love is how it made my entire house smell exactly like some fancy hotel. It's not very strong or overwhelming, it's subtle and so refined. I absolutely love it. All right, you guys, that wraps up today's video. I really hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see me do this type of empties video every 6 months or every 3 months. I can definitely adjust the frequency based on what you prefer. As always, stay healthy, stay beautiful, stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.